In this video, you're going to learn everything that you need to know about the Spigen Glass TR Easy Fit main screen tempered glass screen protector, as well as the rear camera Easy Fit optic glass. I'm going to be putting both of these protectors to the test. I'm going to go through the full installation. We're going to see how they fit, how they feel, how well the screen protector works with the in-display fingerprint sensor, and stick around until the end of the video because I will also be doing a drop and a scratch test to see how durable these protectors are, and by the end of this video, you'll know if these protectors are right for you. So let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to install is the rear camera tempered glass. You get two sets of protectors. You get your installation instructions, packet, and removal sticker. So the first thing you want to do is to clean off the rear camera with the included alcohol wipe, then dry it off. Then take one of the protectors, making sure that it's in this orientation. Make sure that this little orange sticker is going towards the top of your phone. We're going to remove the sticker on the back here. And then just simply place this whole thing over the top of your camera. Just like that, press it down, and then just simply slide your finger over the top. Then we're going to lift up on the guide, and you're all set. It is just that easy. There might be some bubbles. There is an included little squeegee. You can see that we do have some slight bubbles on the bottom here. Just take your squeegee and kind of go around the edge to push some of those out. And that looks like a perfect installation. You really can't even tell that the protector's on the back of the phone. Looks really nice and low profile. As far as the touch, feels nice and smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. And as far as fingerprints goes, seems to do a pretty good job at rejecting fingerprints as well. So that is definitely a plus. All right, so now that that's installed, let's take a look at our camera here. See if there's any issues. See that it's nice and clear. Don't see any issues here. Let's turn on our flash and we'll see if there's any issues with that. You can see that the flash is on. So let's take a picture. And I think that looks pretty good. Nice and clear. I don't see any issues with using the flash. I think that looks pretty good. Let's kind of turn off our lights a little bit here. We'll take another picture. Again, using our flash. And I still think that looks pretty clean. Nice and clear. Don't see any issues with using the flash on the back. It's also not even covered by the tempered glass. So I think you should be good taking pictures along with using this protector. So now that we've installed the rear camera protector, let's move on to the front tempered glass. And then here we have the Spigen Glass TR Easy Fit tempered glass. So we get two tempered glass screen protectors with installation guides and our installation packet and squeegee. So again, the first thing you want to do is to clean off your screen with the included alcohol wipe. Then dry it off. And then you can use your dust sticker to remove any dust. Then take one of your installation guides, making sure that where it says top on the screen protector is going towards the top of your phone where your camera is. We're going to peel off the back sticker here. And just take this whole thing and press it over the top of your phone. Slide your finger up the middle here. And wait 30 seconds. After the 30 seconds, hold down on the guide and we're going to peel up the sticker here. And then just pull off the top of the guide and then lift up on the top plastic cover. And we do have a couple bubbles on the center here, you can see right there. And we're just going to use the squeegee to push those out. They went out pretty easily, and we'll just go around the corners to make sure that it's down, and then we'll take a look. So installation was super easy. You can see that there is a slight gap all the way around the phone for case compatibility, which we will be testing out. You can see that it is a full coverage screen protector, so it does cover the front camera. And as far as the touch, nice and smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. And for fingerprints, it seems to do a great job at fingerprint rejection as well. I don't see any fingerprints on the screen whatsoever. So now let's test out our fingerprint sensor. Now I've already registered my fingerprints, but if you're having trouble with your fingerprints, they do suggest that you re-register your fingerprints twice, and then you can also turn up the touch sensitivity for using a screen protector, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. So let's test out our fingerprints. So that worked that time perfectly again. And no issues there. So if you are having issues with your fingerprints, go into settings. We're going to go into our security and privacy. If you go down to device unlock, we'll click on that. We're going to click on our fingerprint and put in your code. And at the bottom here, it says optimize for screen protector. I have that turned on and it seems to work really well. So two things, if you're having trouble with your fingerprint sensor working, register your finger twice, 2 different times, and also turn on optimize for screen protector and you shouldn't have any issues. So the screen protector seems to be working great with the in-display fingerprint sensor. Let's take a look at our camera really quick. Turn this around. That is super clean. Very nice. Nice and sharp. Your pictures should also come out great using your selfie camera. You can see that the screen is crystal clear. It doesn't have any anti-glare properties, so you see the light really bad reflecting in the tempered glass. But touch working great. No issues whatsoever with touch. Now let's take a look at the screen as if we're looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And you can see that there is a slight tinge to the tempered glass. And if we twist and turn, it can get a little worse or better, depending on how you're looking at your phone. But if you're looking at it dead on, it shouldn't be too bad. It's when you look at your phone from off to the side that the rainbow gets a lot worse. And also to note, I do not have my face set up for facial recognition. So the fingerprints were working the whole time on the screen protector. It was not detecting my face at all. So with that being said, let's set up my face and see how well it works with the screen protector here. And we're done. So now let's test out the facial recognition. Perfect. That was super quick. I mean, all you had to do is just look at the phone and it goes right to your home screen. That's awesome. All right, so that's definitely working really well. And also, if we take a close look at the screen protector here, you can see that it's not going to cut off any part of your screen either. You can see that it just comes over to the edge of the camera, and if we go back, you can actually see some of the black portion of the screen here on each side, even in the corners there. So it's not cutting off any of your screen either. And also the edges of the glass are rounded off, so it's nice and smooth for when you're swiping. Works really well. And then for testing out case compatibility, I've got a couple of my favorite cases here. One is the Spigen Rugged Armor case. That fits perfectly. We do have a slight gap on the bottom of the case here and at the top, and then on the sides it seems to pretty much come right up to the edge of the case itself. I don't see any lifting, no bubbles. It fits perfectly. So if you're going to be using the Spigen Rugged Armor case, it should fit perfectly with this screen protector. And on the back here you can see that even though we do have the rear glass on here, there's still a raised edge for extra protection there too. And let's test out the Mouse Limitless 6.0 case. And even with a non-Spigen case, it's still case compatible. We can see that there is a slight gap even now on the edges of the case as well as the top and the bottom. So it's not even touching the case. So whether you're going to be using a Spigen case or another case, such as this mouse case here, it should be compatible with this screen protector. So everything's looking great for the screen protector so far. Now let's move on to the scratch and the drop test. Alright, so for this test, we're going to be dropping a 2.4 ounce steel metal ball at a starting height of 2 feet. If the screen protector doesn't crack, we'll move it up foot by foot until it eventually does. So here we go at 2 feet. Moving on to 3 feet. 4 feet. 5 feet. 5 feet. So this screen protector lasted up until a 5-foot drop, which is not bad. Now let's move on to the scratch test. Regular tempered glass starts to scratch around a Mohs hardness number 6, so we're going to start off our test with the number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6, and then finally a number 7. And if we take a closer look, you can see that there are no scratches at the number 5. There are slight at a number 6 and deeper at a number 7. So scratch resistance is pretty standard for tempered glass. Now let's test out the glass for the rear camera. So again, we're going to start off with the number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6. And then a number 7. And if we take a closer look here, you can see that there are no scratches at the number 5. Again, there are slight at a number 6 and deeper at a number 7. So scratch resistance is exactly the same as the main tempered glass. So installation for both these protectors was super easy. It also does seem to be case friendly. It works perfect with the in-display fingerprint sensor. It lasts until a 5-foot drop, and scratch resistance is standard for tempered glass. So I am definitely a fan of both of these protectors, and I would highly recommend them if you're looking to protect your phone on the front and the back. And if you want to pick them up yourself, I will be putting product links in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please let me know by hitting that like button. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.